don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to.
Excuse me. I'm Makia.
I'm Ashley.
We are sisters addicted to Asian drama and music. Okay, and welcome to podcast number 2. So we had a little bit of issue with our last video, and it got deleted not even when an hour after it was uploaded. And actually, till to this day, we still don't know why. We did the whole email process to try to figure out why we got deleted for copyright. And it eventually got put back up, but we are still not completely sure why we got deleted. So hopefully the issue is not our background or anything. So hopefully this video won't get deleted again.
Right.
So, moving on. I hope you guys liked the last podcast. Quite a few things have happened since the last one, actually.
Right,
in
it's
drama.
been almost, 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
I'm fully caught up on Strong Women Do Bong Soon. Eternal Love is now over.
Yeah, Eternal Love is now over. Eternal Love are 10 miles of peach blossoms. It ended March 1st, but Drama Fever seems to be the only site that was getting it subbed and subbing it, releasing it for everybody, not Raw. So I just finished on Wednesday or Thursday, and oh my god, how do I put this? The emotions it really brought out of me, I haven't felt that in so long, and I love it when a drama takes you by surprise, and you're like, oh my god, emotionally, I was attached.
Right.
I did not want it to end, and I was sad before Thursday came, the last day it aired. I was actually kind of sad, not because of what was happening, but because I knew it was going to be over, and that whole day-to-day waiting, or, oh yes, I get to go home, and I got 2 new episodes waiting for me to watch. It's over. Granted, I can watch it again, but it never has the same feel when you watch it again. So that was kind of sad, but the drama, if you watched it, you know how it ended. It ended on a good note, of course.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, and I'm glad, because a lot of dramas, or at least the last couple I've watched, have ended good. And it wasn't expected. I expected it because it was so long and so much happened that it to end sadly, or I guess bittersweet.
Right, because I walked in on a moment and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I don't want to say what it is just in case anybody's not caught up. But I walked in and I was like, I feel hurt, and I wasn't even watching the drama full out.
Right.
So I was like, imagine someone who was watching it. That scene had to have been even more emotional for that person. So for me, I was like, and I kind of want to watch the drama now.
Right. It's 58 episodes, so if you're up for it, then definitely watch it. But I don't know if I will watch it again, just because the beginning was good, and that's obviously what brings you into the drama. But there's characters that die that I'm so happy they died. And it sounds so bad.
Right.
But I don't feel bad, because the thing is, they're the type of a character where you're like, oh my god, die already.
Right.
Not like they're warring or fighting or something and they're about to die. You're like, die already. No, they're just doing what they do, and you're just like, oh my god, die.
Right.
Go away.
There are some evil characters you want redemption for, but then sometimes there are other ones you're just like, you have gone far beyond redemption.
Right.
Just, you need to die when the drama ends. If you're not dead when the drama ends, we're going to have problems.
Die painfully and then, sad, grueling. Ugh.
But then sometimes, even with certain villains, I feel like death is an easy way out. I want you to live and suffer.
I don't like that when they pick the easy way out. For villains or people who might have done something wrong.
Right.
And they're just like, they're going to die. What? No, that's a cop-out,
Exactly. No, you put all these people through torture for years. You need to go through that same aspect.
Right.
They killed themselves. No, they didn't pay their debt back to society.
Right.
No.
Your blood will be your payment, drop for drop,
and especially
day.
After watching Goblin, what you learned, you still haven't finished.
I only have 3 episodes left. It's sitting there. You still haven't finished quite a few dramas, so I won't say that.
Anyway, because what in Goblin, what Grim Reapers, you're people who committed suicide. So that makes me think back to all the little murderers that killed themselves in dramas at the end. No, bitch, you don't need to be a Grim Reaper. You took lives.
Right, because I feel like you're still living as a Grim Reaper.
Right.
So what's the point of you living again? So I guess you don't remember what you've done.
Right, see, at least, and if you're living through the Goblin world, but
yeah.
But even still, because Goblin...
I mean, that's what we're thinking about. If they're a Grim Reaper because they committed suicide, obviously, they're in the Goblin world.
Honestly, Goblin world is, it has Korean mythology in it, so...
Yeah.
There's probably people who may literally believe certain things like that. So if that aspect, if you killed yourself and you murdered people, hell no, you do not deserve to be redeemed that way. No, sir.
But I wonder if being a Grim Reaper, is it like a punishment? I don't see how is that a punishment, that you're helping people cross over to the afterlife.
Right, because now that I think about it, even in A Wrong and a Magistrate, it was like that too. Not necessarily that if you killed yourself, but if you did a grave sin in your life, you ended up God made you into a Grim Reaper of a sort, or reincarnated you that way. Because if you watch A Wrong and a Magistrate, that's how the Grim Reaper, which is what he was called throughout the drama, that's what he said.
Right, they never have a name. They just call him Grim Reaper.
Right, and then the guy who was the bad guy in A Wrong and a Magistrate, who was the evil guy, when we see him in the epilogue, he has been reincarnated as a Grim Reaper as well. So that makes me think that it's a little bit deeper in this mythology, that this is something that certain Korean people may actually believe.
Yeah.
So if you want to believe in that aspect, writers don't write, that's a cop-out. And then if you're going to think about their afterlife too, that's a hell of a cop-out. No.
But I guess so in a way, you can say that it's a punishment because they're constantly seeing death. That's what it makes, because that's what the Grim Reaper is. He brings death.
True.
So you brought death in your life. Now you have to live out the rest of, I guess, eternity maybe? Is it eternity, or do Grim Reapers die? Well, either way.
I think with the way they did it in Goblin is that they kind of paid for their sin, then they were able to go on.
Oh.
But in A Wrong and a Magistrate, they kind of just... I think they were like that for eternity.
Yeah, so you're like that for eternity. You're paying for it by seeing death constantly.
Right.
And I guess you could become numb to it after a while, because the guy who was playing the Grim Reaper, not in the epilogue, the bad guy, but like the guy who's the Grim Reaper throughout the rest, the whole drama, he seemed like it was just like a part of his job. You know, people just go clock in and clock out. This is my job.
That's exactly what it was for him.
So, yeah.
But he was also the demeanor of that he knew he didn't know what his grave sin was, but he knew that's the reason why he was a Grim Reaper.
Right, but
so he felt that this is what he deserved and this is what he had to deal with.
So I guess that is mythology then, because the Grim Reaper in A Wrong and a Magistrate and in Goblin, they don't remember their past life. Right. They don't have a name. They're just Grim Reaper, or you're Grim Reaper number 1. You're Grim Reaper on Main Street. He's Grim Reaper on, 45th Street.
Right.
So. But I was glad when those characters died in 10 Miles of Peach Blossom. Yeah. And it helped, because even though there were still issues for the main characters to overcome. Right. It wasn't those walls of those evil people. I don't say evil. Those bad or those antagonists to help block them, even plus whatever they're trying to get through. So it's really good. And the main actress, oh my God, she has the most beautiful eyes. Like,
right, I caught one of the crying scenes. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like, I've seen beautiful eyes, and I feel like Asian eyes are beautiful, the shape and stuff, but I like it when they kind of go up and on the side, kind of almost like cat eyes, and her eyes weren't, like, huge, but the shape of them, and her makeup, her eye makeup was flawless. Now, I'm not into makeup, but that was flawless. Right. So, she's the main actress. God, I gotta look for her name. I can't say I'm a fan, and I don't even remember her name. That's terrible. But her and the main guy, chemistry was amazing. And the main guy, I've watched a lot of Chinese dramas, and the male leads always make me a fan. I don't know if it's a story, they're acting, maybe it's a combination of all of it, but he was amazing. And I went to look up some other stuff, and his first drama he ever did, his debut project, was a drama. Was it drama or a movie? Either way, it did amazing, and he won an award for it. And so I'm like, he's definitely somebody to look out for. And I heard while this was airing, he got 6 dramas.
Wow.
Yeah, people tried to not nominate him. What's it called when you they want you in a drama?
They scout him for a drama.
Yeah, 6 dramas, and I was like, damn.
Right.
And they kind of try to, I guess, in the Asian culture of China, they're like, he's not that handsome. I was like, where? He's beautiful, especially with that long hair.
Right.
And he was whipping it in the behind the scenes I watched.
And I had mentioned this there because I caught one of the scenes when he had his hair all the way down. And I'm like, his hair is laid.
Yes.
Can Korean drama, please? Can y'all get a little tips
Not
from...
one flyaway, bruh.
Right, that mess was so smooth and it looked like his. But I know it's not.
Yeah, right. At first I was like, oh, maybe he has like a, what's it called when they put the piece, but you have the top is your hair?
Right.
Whatever that's called. I'm not a weaveologist.
Right.
But I thought that was his, like, at the top, but it's a lace front. And they do that lace front in that drama. And 10 Miles of Peach Blossom, Eternal Love, that amazing. Everybody's hair was freaking laid.
Laid. Oh my gosh, that's what I was like, because when I think about some of the dramas they're saying, some of these poor ajumas and grandmas, the wigs that they be putting on in Korean dramas, I'm just like, ooh, boo. And then when I see these same ladies outside and maybe they have them walking in an award show, I'm like, that's what she looked like? Oh, that wig did not do her justice.
Right. Shame on you, stylist.
Right.
We'll deduct for your pay for that.
So, yes, you guys, K-drama stylists, y'all got to take some tips from the Chinese crew because they be having some nice wigs.
Right.
For real.
So the story was really good. I did read somewhere that they said that the novel that the drama is made after was plagiarized. The story was plagiarized from somebody, and somebody was like, I refuse to watch this and give, any kind of, I guess, money towards it, because when you watch it, basically, they're going to get some kind of cha-ching. So they're like, I refuse because it's plagiarized. And I was just like, what? This is good as hell. Like, it's plagiarized, but I don't know if it's like the basis of the story, maybe the characters, or is the whole story plagiarized? I don't know. But either way, the light novel that it's after is the same thing. And I've heard, unlike The General and I, that the novel for Eternal Love goes exactly how the novel is. The drama goes exactly how the novel is.
Oh, okay.
Because people were complaining in General and I that
it doesn't
the drama didn't do the novel justice. They're taking and editing a lot of stuff. So you got to say General and I is loosely based on it. But Eternal Love is like the novel. They were like, even the dialogue was the same. So that's good. And I really enjoyed it. Granted, somebody was, I always read comments. I have to read comments because I don't know a lot of people who watch Asian dramas or who might be watching the same dramas I am.
Right.
So I always love to go and see what other people are thinking about it. So I was reading on MDL. I am on MDL. I'll let y'all know my username later on. On MDL, they were like, I didn't really love it. It was a poor story, and the female lead was poor excuse, making terrible decisions and stuff like that. But I was thinking that's her life. Not everybody makes great decisions. She was a rash person, very outspoken and blunt, and she was very, what's the word? She was just really wild at heart. And as she got older, she kind of calmed down. But all her wild at heart moments from when she was younger was catching up with her. So it was kind of like her life after she's making these decisions.
She made her decisions, so she's laying in her bed, but she's still dealing with it because she knows she did it.
And she was dealing with it like a boss.
Okay.
Because you tell me who? Oh, okay. Well, basically the synopsis tells you what happens, but you're just watching it out. Right. So I'm not spoiling anything at this point. Basically, the synopsis, she's saying she falls in love as a mortal with a guy, and then when she feels betrayed by him, she goes to kill herself. And so, because she's not actually a mortal, she doesn't die. She becomes back to the high god. But she decides to forget her mortal life because it was so much pain to remember. And so, as immortal, she has to fall in love with the same guy again. She didn't have to, but it's kind of written in the books as their fate. And so the same guy she fell in love with as a mortal is actually a high god too, immortal. And so she meets him, and then they fall in love again. And it's a bit torture because after a while she remembers her mortal life. and I think that's where the conflict with her being with him is the real, because she felt betrayed. Is the real issue. Right. But enough about Eternal Love, because I love that drama and I could talk about it for hours, but I won't. But if you guys need a Chinese drama to watch and you haven't, or you're looking for another Chinese drama to watch, definitely check out Eternal Love.
Okay. So. Like I said, I am completely caught up on Strong Women Doom Bong Soon. In the last podcast, I had only watched, I think at the time, the first 2 episodes.
What? And then like 8 episodes up now?
6.
Oh.
Yeah, 5 and 6 just got put up.
Okay.
I think.
I thought it was further. And how many is it? 16 episodes?
I think. All right, wait. Am I confused? I'm caught up. I know I'm caught up. I just don't remember what numbers.
Oh. Well, I watched the first, 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I could do this. I could watch it, but it seems more lighthearted. Like, I need to just marathon this through. Because if I watch it week to week, I'll probably forget about it while watching something else. So I'll wait for it to be finished airing before I start it. And I love to do that anyway.
Right. It seems like it'll be a good marathon one, but I do like watching it week to week. But also, I'm not watching a whole lot of dramas right now.
Right.
Because I'm on the upper leg of coming out of my drama fatigue, but I'm not rushing to force myself back into full on to the stage I was before, because I feel like then I'm going to burn myself back out again.
Right.
So I'm slowly creeping in and finishing dramas here and there. I'm trying to get a lot of the ones that I started already finished before I keep adding on new ones. So I have one currently airing that I'm watching at the time and trying to finish the other ones that I haven't finished.
Right.
Anyway, I'm caught up. Oh, sorry. It's 8 episodes up, but I'm caught up. It's 8, not 6. Excuse me. The issue that I had with it last time I was saying was the
editing.
The editing has gotten better. It's still not 100% better, but it's not enough for me to complain about it at this point. It's to the point where I've kind of forgotten about it. But the gay issue was what I wanted to bring up. It's still kind of running joke, but it's not played.
I thought you said gate. Oh, gay.
Gay issue, yes.
Oh.
It's a running joke in a sense, yes, but I read recaps on Drama Beans, and the person who's recapping this drama actually made a valid point, saying that they're never ever saying it in a negative way or trying to portray gay as being a bad thing, which is true, because even when each character, quote unquote, finds out that Minhook is supposedly gay, they don't never necessarily react badly. They're taken aback at first, but then they're like, okay, and moving on, or they kind of
made like a big subject to talk about.
Right. I did have an issue with, I think it was week where episode 5 and 6 were airing, where Bong Soon, she's in love with her high school friend, who is not completely bad, but I wouldn't say he's a male chauvinist where he thinks every woman is weak, but he views her as that.
Even though she's completely opposite of that?
Completely opposite of that, but then she never shows her true self to him.
Oh.
Because she overhears a conversation in high school. This is not necessarily a big thing.
Yeah, no spoiler.
She overhears a conversation he has in high school with someone else where he said he likes his woman, petite and kind of fragile like. So she kind of sticks that in her head. So she always kind of acts like demure and really meek and mild around him. So he doesn't know that she's this really feisty thing and a woman that could really defend herself. So somehow he ends up back. They end up all at Minhook's house or something like that. And she's trying to keep them from apart because they're arguing about her, of course. And she yells out, "He's gay!" Boo-boo. No, ma'am.
You don't know that?
Yeah, and he's not. But my thing is, even if he was, that's not her business to say.
Right.
I don't care how much you're trying to calm your lover or whoever your one-sided love foolishness. Your crush. I don't care. You do not just out someone like that. That was his business. Don't just tell him.
But does it end at that point?
The scene? Yeah. I mean.
The scene ends or the drama?
The episode doesn't end there. The scene kind of goes on and he kind of plays it up. Minhook kind of, anytime someone outs him as gay, he kind of. The main guy. Minhook. Every time anyone outs him as being gay, he kind of just goes with it and plays it up. because that's the rumor started. He's not one about diffusing things. He kind of like, you take me as you see me. If that's what you want to believe about me, that's your business. But once you get to know me, you'll know the real me.
He don't feel like he needs to explain himself.
Right. Which is fine.
Good.
Which is fine.
Because that'd be a whole conflict in itself.
Right.
Him always trying to defend himself or explain himself in some situation.
And the only time that the actual gay topic became negative when it became to deal with his Chabo background. And, you know, because honestly, be real, if it came out that he was gay in that culture,
right,
it would affect business aspect, especially because he's supposed to be the next CEO.
Right.
So, of course, okay, and that's the only time it was viewed as something negative in a sense. Because even though Du Bong Soon's mom wants her to be with him, she never viewed him as being gay as a negative thing. She's just like, he can overcome it. You can win him over. So
it's just a phase.
Right. And she never necessarily looked at him in a bad way, but a woman of her age in that time, they gonna believe, oh, it's just a phase. You can change him type of thing. I ain't gonna fall for that. So if
they believe the main guy is gay.
Right.
I thought it was a second guy, or call him the second lead.
No. They believe the main guy is gay.
Oh.
So, but we kind of have a turn of events where Bong Soon kind of just starts to defend herself against her high school crush.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I'm not weak.
She doesn't come out necessarily saying that, but kind of standing up because he keeps getting mad at her for kind of being all over this place. But he's supposed to have a girlfriend. But he keeps getting upset. He's like, why won't you go defend? Why won't you go defend? Why are you out? I told you to go stay in this house and protect yourself. Why are you doing this? You know there's somebody out here. And he's forever yelling at her.
Sir, worry about your girl. Where's your girlfriend? Right. Is she out? Is she at home?
And that's exactly what Bong Soon has told him. She was like, why are you worrying about me? You have a girlfriend.
Right.
Thank you. And from that point, I think he started to realize, okay, maybe she's not just a friend.
Right.
But at this point,
That is so second lead. That is so second lead characteristics.
Thank you.
Like, sir.
They tried to play it off differently by having him have a girlfriend, but no, he still acted like a typical second lead.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden he's noticing another guy around her. All of a sudden he feels like he needs to have his force and act like...
have his say.
Right.
Go home and sit down and look pretty.
And honestly, he does have a valid reason because... like I said, the other side of the story is that there is a serial kidnapper on the loose. So he does have, but every time he enters a scene with her, he's yelling at her. And I don't understand how people are still so on his side. Stop being on the actor's side.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the character. Because I like Jisoo as an actor. I love him as an actor. Yeah. But as his character in this, and as his character in Scarlet Heart, I didn't really care for it too much.
Oh, yeah. Because the infamous Scarlet Heart keeps popping up here and there.
Because I watched him in the little mini drama that he had. What was it called? Piano something? That he did with Kim So-hoon?
Paige Turner?
Paige Turner. I liked him in that. But watching him in certain roles, it's his character that I do not like.
Yeah.
I don't like that his character feels like he needs to come in every time he's yelling at the female lead. You still got a girlfriend. Granted.
But does he do that with other people, though?
Not like he does to her.
Yeah, he does it more as if he's her boyfriend or something.
Mm-hmm. It would come off like that.
But they're longtime friends, so would you think he's coming off as like a friend?
Initially, it come off like that, but I feel like as you once you get into it and watch some more episodes, you realize, bruh, you sure you don't like her? You sure? Because you coming off real strong, sir.
Do they ever have like an argument in front of other people, like when you're telling her to go home and everybody's like, whoa?
No, it's usually kind of him taking her to the side.
Oh, okay.
And he always...
At least he doesn't do it in front of people, because I hate that the most. I hate when people make a scene about something.
Right.
This is not that big of an issue where you need to make a scene in front of everybody.
The one time he did, though, in front of her best friend is attacked. And... ends up in the hospital, whatever, and he comes and yelling at her like, why did you go after the guy? And her friend is like, hello, you guys are arguing and I'm not even in the subject, and I was the one that
I'm laying in a hospital bed.
Hello. And I was like, thank you. I'm like, you walk in the room and the first thing he does is yelling at her and not checking on the patient that's in the bed.
Yeah, and that's his friend too. Well, he knows her.
He knows they all went to high school together.
Right, okay.
So you know them on the same level. So why are you screaming at her and she not the one in the bed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, typical drama.
Right.
Typical second lead. They definitely pit him into second lead in that sense.
Right.
I like when a drama gives you a second lead that you don't believe second lead. Like, are you guessing? I can't remember what drama it was. It probably wasn't a Korean drama. Just saying. It probably wasn't a Korean drama, but the comments on Vicky, because you know Vicky's so good for this. They're just like, oh my god, who's the second lead? I have second lead syndrome. Oh my god, but wait a minute, is he the second lead or is he the second lead? And you never know, but you kind of know. You know who the first lead and who she's gonna end up with. But when they play it out where you can't tell who's the second lead as you're watching it, that's the best. I think that's when dramas
like the bait and switch they did for Reply 1988.
I felt that coming. Granted, you showed me a scene and then you were telling me how you were upset at the end. So as I'm watching it, I still haven't finished it. I kind of figured where they were going, and I was just like, why though?
Thank you.
Why? Because first off, in the beginning, they had so many scenes of this guy, but then after a while, they had so many scenes of the other guy and less. So it's like almost like trying to equal it out. So you'll never know. We do know. We do. But obviously you didn't know. I know now because...
Right. But I feel like if I didn't tell you, you probably would have kind of been on the same side, at least the most of the way through. Honestly, near the last quarter of Reply 1980, I started figuring that, okay, I might not be so far on the winning side of this.
Yeah.
So, but it's still, when it kind of got revealed that I really wasn't on the winning side, I was just like, what?
See, that would be the second time that I ever had an issue with who she ends up with.
Right.
The first time...
I mean, I will give Reply 1980 this. As much as I was on the other side, I wasn't completely upset because it's not like I hated the other guy.
Right.
But I still to this day, I feel like the writers kind of did a cop-out. Like, they didn't know themselves.
Right.
And so when they came to the end, they were kind of like, oh, okay, well, let's kind of switch it up. Because honestly, they had too many flashbacks in the beginning to kind of end up where they ended, honestly.
You talking about when they flash to the present?
Yeah,
when she's talking to her husband?
Right, when she's talking to her husband in the present, the way he acts in the beginning.
Right, you would think. But...
and some people tried to argue, it's like, oh, well, you know, people change when they get older. Which is true.
And that's one
but
thing
I don't think he would completely change to the point that you would think that he's one of the other people from the team, because they were all significantly very different.
Right, and that's one thing I did like about it, even though I hadn't finished Reply 1988. I did like the fact that they used different actors as the older self. Unlike 97, which is the only other one I've watched, where they use the same ones, and you're just guessing. And it was kind of lame how they did that in 97. And people were like, oh, this is the best drama. I just did not love 97. I felt like I just finished it just because I started it. And it's one of those dramas where you don't have to watch it because you're not missing anything.
Right. And honestly, by the time I really got into 1997, it was when they started spending more time in the present day and got closer to the present day time.
Yeah.
So it was kind of after the high school stuff, because the awkwardness of her dating the brother.
That was weird. I don't think she liked him.
I don't either. And I'm just like, how is the brother okay? I mean, you dated her.
She's in high school.
She's in high school, but then you dated her sister, even though her sister died.
Oh, yeah,
too.
that's right.
It was just too much weird with that relationship for that to even work. And I was just like,
I knew she would end up with him because she got together with him way too early in the drama. And come on, if you watch enough dramas, you know. Right.
And my thing is like, I could understand her going into it because she was in high school, that young, you know. Of course, you appreciate an older guy liking you.
Right.
His ass should have known better. What?
I don't know. And his character, I never really cared for him.
I like the actor because the actor's got I've seen him in other dramas.
Right,
and stuff.
Of course, that.
But the actor,
the
character, no.
Yeah, I didn't really care for him.
I like the cast of 1997. The drama, in a sense,
yeah, definitely.
I don't really care for. I've actually kind of tried to go back and see if I could try to get back into maybe watching a few episodes here and there. Mm-hmm. And it's just, no. It's kind of one of those things I just kind of pushed through the last 3 episodes because I was finally in the present day of the story. And that's why that's why I didn't watch, was it 1994?
Yeah.
But because of how they kind of portrayed that 1988 wasn't going to have the husband issue, that's why I went into it, and because it said it was going to deal more on family. Granted, it still dealt with the family aspect, and hopefully they are planning to do another round of this.
Well, what year do you think they'll go to this time?
See, I don't know.
You know, go further back? Because if they go forward, they did 94, 97, and 88. So I'm thinking they either need to go to like 2000 or they'd have to go back to like 1970. But then it gets really culturally strict, I feel like.
Right. If they go any further back in time, it does kind of get culturally strict.
And then the Korean War, too, if they want to get around that time.
Right. So it would be more of a war thing because of the timing.
Right.
So if anything, it would have to be within the time periods between any of the other ones that I've previously done.
Right.
It'll be nice, excuse me, it'll be nice to see them go back into 2000. But I don't know if it's far enough along to say it's nostalgic enough to do that era yet.
Yeah, I think it is in some aspects because when you look back on it, and people see clothes from the 2000s, the early 2000s, you're just like, ooh.
Right.
It was a baggy year. We're coming out of the 90s where it was like baggy fitted a little bit. And I think the early 2000s, late 90s came really baggy.
Yeah.
But if they go back, I think they picked 88 because it was the year that the Olympics was there.
Right.
I don't know what happened in 97 or 94. Nothing happened in 97. I think 97 was more like the whole thing with the K-pop, the huge fandoms.
When K-pop fandom, the Hallelujah wave took over.
Right. Started. I think it was, yeah.
Right. In 94, I didn't watch, so I really don't know what the aspect.
What happened in 94? I was like 6 or something. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I guess nothing significant enough, but who knows what happened in Korea.
Right.
Why they picked those years. Because I feel like they picked it at random. When they went back, I was like, oh, okay, 94.
Right, and then when 80, yeah, so.
So I like when they go back. I don't know if I'll like it when they go forward as much.
Right, so, and I don't think they intend to go, but the thing, if they go back, it's like how they would do it, though.
Yeah.
Because it would have to be in significant time periods, but it's kind of anything above the 70s, I think, is kind of.
Yeah, but I like the fact that they're kind of bringing people back into a nostalgic feeling of,
True.
Oh, remember that when? Or they have like certain spots, certain things, significant events happening, and they're just like, oh, I remember where I was when that happened.
Right, true. So, yeah. And
you watch, so you're not watching anything other than Strong Woman?
I started Weightlifting Fairy.
Oh, I heard it was good, but somebody told me it was like, you don't have to watch it. It's very romantic or cliche.
It is, but I'm only 4 or 5 episodes in, and the main couple, they're not even together at this point. Feelings are not really there.
Right.
They're starting to brew a little bit, but I like them. They're cute together.
Right.
I think the coupling is very good. The friendship bond is very good in this.
So
and
I guess if you want romance, go for that
right,
one.
I feel like it's a light, free watch that when you go into it, you're not expecting nothing too heavy to come and hit you.
Right,
it's an easy breezy kind of watch.
I started Love 020 after I finished Eternal, like right after I finished it. I was just like, oh my god, I need something else. And so everybody's just like, oh my god, this drama is so good. And I watched the movie, it was so good. I love this. And I was like, okay. So I started it. And at first I was like, oh, this is cool. This is different. Because they have like the gaming aspect of it.
Oh, right.
So I wasn't sure what it was about. But when I started, I was like, okay. But it's very, what's the word? It's not a high school and it's college, but it feels very high school in so many aspects. Where they have like the main guy, he's like the god of the campus because he's so handsome.
It was like that in our streams.
Right.
It's supposed to be college, but it felt very high school.
Right. I don't know. And and it's crazy that I'm saying that the drama is okay when I've like marathon like 15 episodes. Literally. Right.
It's
I know.
okay.
It's okay because really, I'm watching it because I want to get to certain points. I've seen clips. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait for that scene. So I'm just kind of like watching it, waiting to get to certain scenes.
Right.
But there's a gay character in it. And I didn't expect that. So I'm just like, okay, so I have something else to look forward to.
Right.
That's making, not to say I always go for dramas for gay characters, but it's a plus when a drama I'm not as interested in this far in.
Right. Has that the unique factor.
Right. So I'm actually happy for that unique factor, and I'm waiting for their little romance to bloom. I didn't expect it at all until they kind of mentioned it, and I read back on some comments on MDL, and they're like, yeah, for the gay character. I was like, oh, gay character? Where? Who? When?
Right.
So I'm waiting for that.
I'm waiting for that for a K-drama because anytime like there was a mention, what drama was it? That detective one that came out, that detective high school one.
Oh yeah.
And they had that lesbian storyline. I literally started that drama because of that. But I've only made it a few episodes, and I haven't even made it to that lesbian story part. And I was like, okay, because it's high school, I think that's part of the reason why I haven't rushed into it.
Yeah.
But I want an adult K-drama that legit has a legit K-drama, a gay character in it. And that's not used as a punchline or the little side friend. Like, they have a legit story.
Yeah.
And it necessarily doesn't have to be a romance. You can include a gay character without always having to feel like you need to have a relationship.
Right. It goes back to what we said in the first podcast.
Right.
You don't always have to couple people up.
Right. You can have them go through a hardship or a growth on their own, or even someone coming into their own, realizing their sexuality. That's a whole, like, y'all kind of tease with that when you always had those gender bender dramas. Why don't you actually have a legit story like that?
Where the guy falls in love with the girl when he thinks it's a guy, but it's actually a girl. It's like, oh my God, am I gay?
Right. Like,
no,
why
bruh.
don't you? No,
Does that mean you're just super manly, that you really like girls and you can pick them out because your heart picks them out or something?
Right. No.
Yeah, don't get cookie points for that, guys.
Right. Thank you. Can we get. But going back to Strong Women Do Bond Soup, because this week he kind of addressed it to the company about him being gay.
Oh, because it's like a rumor going around.
Right. But he doesn't necessarily deny he's gay.
Right.
He said he's a healthy man that likes women. He never said, I'm not gay.
Right.
So, I don't know.
But that's what that means. I'm a healthy man. That's how they say it. I'm a healthy man who likes women.
But that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't say
I'm not gay.
Right.
He's like, I'm a healthy man and
said,
I like women.
He just says to address the rumor, I'm a healthy man and I like women. And he said, and actually I've been living quite a celibate life. And it's kind of stressing me out. I think that's kind of just what he said. So, I mean,
that's Drama Fever subs for you.
Right, true. Because I haven't rewatched the episode on Vicky yet.
I know they're going crazy on Vicky. That's probably where I should watch it instead.
Right, I would say that, but the comments sometimes kind of do.
I remember way back when, before Vicky changed their site completely, somebody took over, some company took over Vicky, and they changed it completely. I love the comments. They added so much. Granted, I still enjoy the comments, but I enjoy them a little less. I'd say about 25% less than I used to.
Right.
Because, like, sometimes I take it with a grain of salt. Of course, there's new people watching dramas or people who are very opinionated about things.
Right.
And they kind of ruin scenes or they ruin a character because they're always bashing them. Or they're always like, oh my God, he's so fine. Okay, we're 15 episodes in.
We know he's fine.
Yep.
Thank you.
Understandable.
And I feel like, and I've gotten to the point now where I can gauge the age group of who's watching based on how they comment.
Yeah.
And as much as like I said in the last one, I want people to come to Dramaland, but I feel like they all just rush into it because, their favorite Oppa or their favorite band member may be in it, or somebody, I liked him in this last one. Excuse me. So let me go watch him in this one. But they don't understand the aspects of how K-dramas work yet, or the culture of how Korean dramas are.
Yeah.
So they're nitpicking, complaining about every little thing. And I'm just like, if you're going to complain about that, you're not going to like K-dramas, period, because there's going to be in almost every K-drama.
Yeah. I'm watching Behind Your Smile, which is a Taiwanese drama. And I started it because of the main guy, and he was in Back to 1989, which was so good. That's like one of the last Taiwanese dramas that I really liked in a long time. And I enjoyed it, even though I started watching it while it was airing. And Taiwanese dramas do once a week, so it was really hard. But it was worth it, even though I felt like by the end they extended it a little too much.
Right.
Like, you could have cut down like 2 or 3 episodes.
Right.
But the main guy from Back to 1989 is in Behind Your Smile. And it's like a revenge plot, but then not a revenge plot, because they're making the main girl, they're making her naive and innocent. And I understand that naive and innocence because she's a rich girl and she was pampered by her mother.
Right.
But I've seen naive and innocence done in a different way. And the way they play her out is almost, I want to say dumb, because I don't like to use that word with them. She's very naive to the world. And I feel like as a girl who's traveled and is supposed to be rich, you would be cultured or
a little bit knowledgeable,
right. And they'll say she got street smarts because she doesn't, obviously, because she's pampered. But a lot of the comments are like, oh, she's so dumb. She's an idiot. Can't stand her. Oh, but when they get to the romance part, yay, kisses. But you don't like her. Why would you want him to kiss her?
Right. I don't know. It just, sometimes I feel like people just type in the moment and just like, okay, which is fine because some people, yes.
Right. That's kind of what the whole point of the comments.
Typing in the moment, which is fine. But I'm just like, sometimes it's like, you really need to think before you type certain things out,
right.
though.
Like, that was really harsh.
There's some people are so rude unnecessarily, and then I hate commenters who are quick to jump and harp and get mad about the female leads, no matter what she does.
Yeah. She can never do right.
Oh, but Oppa is so doing forever the best.
Because the fact that he's lying to her and trying to make her fall in love with him so he can then break her heart to get revenge for some BS that you don't even know the whole story of.
Right.
Which is now coming into light now. And it's just like, so really you're in the wrong, but people are still rooting for you even though you're a jackass.
Right.
And the girl has done nothing wrong, but she's an idiot because she's not doing what you think she should be doing.
Right. What was it? What drama was it?
Can we have a little girl power? Because I know 100% of the people that are commenting saying she's dumb or an idiot are women. Can we back our women? Can we have some, female power empowerment here? Come on now.
That's why I find it irritating because I can't remember. There's so many dramas at this point, honestly, that they get on the female lead about doing this and that. And I'm just like, if you were in her situation, you wouldn't tell me that you wouldn't react the same way.
Right.
Not with your knowledge that you have as who you are. The knowledge you have that you would have as her.
Right.
As the life that she has lived so far.
Right.
So it's like, if she's been pampered or been sheltered, of course she's not going to know everything that you may know because you haven't had a complete pampered and sheltered life. So you know certain things. Or you as a viewer, you are viewing everything.
Right.
She doesn't know.
That.
She's not watching the screen and seeing every little scene that you've seen. So you're getting upset about something that she doesn't know. Can you give her a chance to get the bit of information? Secret is a perfect example. Because a lot of people were commenting in Secret about Hong Jung-un's character saying, oh, she's so dumb. Why is she still saving her Oppa when he was the one? I'm like, guys, she don't know what the fuck he's doing. And you see what happened as soon as she found out, she went in.
She did. Oh my God. When she pulled that girl's hair, about her son. Oh my, that was a replay on repeat.
I was like, hold on, rewind that back. Let's watch that fight scene one more time.
Pull her hair.
And then when she found out about what he did, she told him, pull the car over. We gonna pull this car over.
Right.
And wham, she slapped him not once, but twice, and she roundhouse slapped him. So all these people were calling her stupid. Oh, yeah. Yes, because she knows information now.
She knows what you know. Okay, and you know what she knows.
Right.
So we're on the same page here.
Right. So I just like, you guys don't just get mad because you know all the information. Wait till she knows. If she's still acting that stupid once she knows all the information, yes, then call her idiot then. Yes, she has a right to be called an idiot then. Not before.
But anyway, the Taiwanese drama is okay. I think I'm just going to finish it because I'm episode 11 or 12.
Right.
And it's 19 episodes, and granted, I could really just stop here and just kind of find a recap or something.
Right.
But I'm just going to watch it through because I started it for him, and I want to support him. So, other than that, I don't think I'm watching... what's that drama with Shimina?
Tomorrow with You.
Yes.
But what we were talking about, fans getting mad. I saw a post on Tumblr that actually reblogged to my Tumblr, which I will leave in the description, and we'll leave...
MDL.
And her MDL, we'll leave it in the description. It says, male character fucks up 100 times. Fans, no one is perfect. He's flawed, so there's room for development. Female character is not the epitome of perfection. Fans, sorry, I just hate this character. That is exactly how the commenters are on Vicky.
Right.
Exactly how. And with that, I feel like, I don't care how old you are. With those comments, I feel like you're 12. Honestly.
I don't like her. Her skirt's not cute enough.
Right. Like,
I don't like her. She didn't talk to him long enough. That's so
right.
stupid. And
I don't like her. Why is she being mean to him? Has he given her room to be nice?
right.
Because I feel like, just because he's a twat, she's supposed to take it any kind of
and then
way.
They always love the jerk. He is a complete jerk to her and cold. And it's being a jerk and being cold is two different things.
Thank you.
Because you can have like the stoic type who's cold and maybe emotionless,
but they still interact with the female lead,
and they're not jerks. Then you have a jerk who's cold because he's a jerk,
right?
And he says jerky things. That's totally
like
different.
going out of the way to say the rude thing or being harsh about stuff unnecessarily when he's talking to the female lead,
right? And she's just like. That's how this girl is in Behind Your Smile. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that, but she's a naive type and she's very nice. So I can see why she's not gonna respond to him in a nasty way because that's just not her character.
Right. I can appreciate when it's in character for her to take it or not to necessarily stand up in a certain way.
Right.
But I feel like after a certain point, I want to have a little bit of character growth and have her stand up, not necessarily to go the complete 180 and be a bitch, but to stand up for herself at least a little bit.
Yeah, so I think in the preview for the next episode I'm going to watch, I think she's hit her peak. She's at her breaking point, where she's just like, I'm not going to put up with this anymore.
Okay.
So I've been waiting for that, and that's about a little past halfway point for the drama anyway.
Right.
Where she's finding out information, he's finding out information, the audience is finding out new information, because obviously we know everything else.
Right.
So I feel like that's a good point. She's got this breaking point, and hopefully she doesn't have that breaking point, and then the next scene, she's just like, oh, well, boss, this and that. No, you're still supposed to be mad at him, okay? So
right, got you. Right. But yeah, back to Tomorrow with You. I'm not caught up. I'm 6 or 7 episodes in.
Yeah.
And you are...
I think I'm on episode 8. I just know that she's been mad at him, so... It's after she's been mad at him for about 2 episodes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So where I'm at is where she is... He just got trapped in the future.
Right. Because I watched another episode yesterday.
Oh, okay. Right. I'm at the point where he got trapped in the future... So he spent a complete whole night out away from home. And so he comes back and she's kind of so pissed off that he didn't contact her for an entire night.
Right.
And I like it and I loved it. We talked about it earlier that after they had the whole argument, after he kept putting his foot in his mouth, he had the argument, he went to his separate room and he flapped down on the bed. 2 minutes afterward, all her text messages came in, and there was one she was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. That is the wrong text you want to get from a woman. When she gets to the point where she says, you know what? Don't worry about it. You are screwed, sir. You done fucked up so bad. Because that means she is done.
We're going to put an explicit label on this because we're cussing a lot.
Excuse us, sorry. But yeah, she was too, but she had a valid reason to be upset.
Yeah, of course. That's your husband.
He's living too much into trying to save them in the future, when he's not trying to make sure that his marriage is lasting in the present.
The future.
Right. And I read it somewhere, and I kind of thought about this too. I was like, because like I said, I feel like he needs to understand the correlation that how he's living his life in the present day affects how he's going to look when he goes to the future.
Right.
So the reason why his future looks so bleak right now is because he's not being an active participant in the present. So maybe if you become an active participant husband in the present, take another trip to the future then and see if your future's not changed.
Right. Somebody mentions that. Granted, this is not a spoiler. Somebody mentions that in the episode I just watched, which is episode 7. I haven't watched episode 8. Episode 7, he's just like, stop worrying about the future. Live in the present. See what you can do now.
Right. His friend has been telling him that from the beginning. Like,
True.
Where every time he gets in an argument with somebody, especially when it comes to business, it's like, you know what's going to happen in the future, but we don't. We're living our lives on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
You're living 2 and 3 years ahead of us.
Which he really shouldn't do. And he goes to the future like it's a game.
Right.
And he's just finding these things. And he thinks he's so much better than people because he knows this information.
Right.
Like, he's got one up on them.
Right. Like, when she's out shopping with her friend, or no, excuse me, with her frenemy.
Definitely a frenemy.
He's in the future shopping and buying. And I'm like, you really don't know what a married life is like. You wouldn't think that your wife would want to buy you some things or something like that. You're buying all this stuff in the future. Okay, yes, it's good that you can provide for yourself. But like I said, he went into this marriage way too fast, just trying to save his life,
right,
without really understanding what a marriage entails.
And I think I had a misconception when I not started the drama, but when they started their relationship.
Right.
And I thought he was going into this wholeheartedly, even though he wanted to save her.
Right.
That's part of why he was going into the relationship, because he wanted to save her. But I feel more now like it's because he wants to save himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily want to save her, but she's connected to him. So if he saves her, he's saving himself.
That's exactly how it is.
So selfish.
That's what he went into. That's how I knew he went in. That's why I didn't want them to marry, because I was like, he keeps trying to portray that he's trying to save her, but he knows that saving her will save him in a way, because they're supposed to be dying at the same day at the same time.
Right.
So he still knows, regardless that he's connected, he's not going out of his way to save her just to save her. Granted, he had those instances like when she was supposed to get hit by a car, in episode 2 or something like that?
Yeah, and he pulled her out. Yeah.
Right, because he knew that she would end up dying, 3 years later from that. But also he knew that she's the reason why
he was saved on the train.
So I feel like
well, when he saved her from the truck, from getting hit by a truck, did he know? He knew that was her from the train, right?
No, he didn't know at that point.
Okay, well, never mind then.
So I feel like
isn't that why he saved her though?
Because unless I'm confused about the plot, or is this a plot hole we're recognizing right here?
Know, right?
Because at least where I'm up to, what I've recalled is that he said that he went to the future and realized that they died on the same day. So I guess he came back to the present and followed her around. But I guess he saw that she's supposed to die, I guess.
He didn't find out. He found out that later. He found out that she was supposed to die because he didn't go as far into the future to see that he was dying. He just saw that she was going to die. And so when he saved her, that's when the future changed and they were both going to die at the same time. So he was like, oh, well, let me save her.
So what was the inclination that made him save her the first time then? Because at that time...
Because he knew that,
we might have to go back, because I don't think he knew that she was the one from the train at that point. I don't think he realized that...
I don't know.
Because they made it seem like later on that he realized... Because remember, he saved her or something, and he tried to figure out why they're connected, but he just couldn't put up with her. So he was really rude and was like, I think we should be done here. Let's not see each other anymore.
No.
But then that's when he finds out that she was the one that was on the train, and that's what makes him goes back and tries to make them get married. At least that's what I remember.
I remember that. I don't remember if he remembers that's her from the train that saved him, but he saved her because of an article or something. He found out she was going to get hit by a truck and she was going to die. And then he saved her, but the way he was trying to save her was that he was trying to act kind of like hit on her or get her to stop walking, because she was walking off. It was like, right. I don't know you, I don't want to talk to you type thing. So he kind of hit on her to stop her in her tracks, and that's how he saved her. And so when he told her, I don't want to have anything to do with you now, we shouldn't contact each other, it was because after he saved her, that's the only part I wanted to really know you about. I didn't want to keep talking to you or become your friend. It just kind of happened that way. And so I guess he didn't want to hurt her feelings, but in the end he ended up hurting her feelings anyway. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on, because I have to go back. I have to keep watching that before
and I'm not caught up, right? And we might be completely wrong. And when we watch more episodes, like, oh, we were so wrong.
Right. So if y'all know exactly what happened, comment and let us know, because I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, neither one of us are completely caught up with the story, so don't try to give us too much spoilers, but still kind of trying to explain us to make sure that we're understanding the story right.
Right. I bet people are screaming, like, no, that's not what it is. Right. It's this.
All right. So, one more thing before we, I guess, transition into music. Talk about upcoming K-dramas in April, since it's almost April.
Yeah, what, 1 more week? Week and a half? No, 2 more weeks.
Something like that.
Week. When's the first is next? Yeah, because today's the 19th. Yeah.
Yeah, so
About a week and a half.
it's
Probably,
not.
anyway.
I think it's like 5 dramas or so, at least from what I can find out from what I look up. And I usually post
2
upcoming.
weeks.
Okay, and I usually post upcoming dramas on my Korean Tumblr. So usually check near the end of the month, and I usually post and have an upcoming drama, K-drama post, and they'll each be in their own post, which will give the time they're supposed to start airing, the day they air, the synopsis, and the cast. So, but I'm gonna just kind of scroll through and kind of give a few. We have Mystery Queen, which is supposed to start on April 5th, which starts Cho Kan-hee and Kwang Sang-woo. I'm not seeing a synopsis up here yet, at least not on this one. Let's see. The next one is, I guess I'll name them off and who's supposed to be in them. All Kinds of Daughter-in-Law. So it's supposed to start in April, but it's 120 episodes.
It sounded like a long one.
Woo! Okay, I don't know about this one. I don't know if I'm going to watch this. It's a Monday through Friday one. The cast is not finalized, so that's probably why there's no air date. My Secret Romance. Oh, yes. Oh, I think I'm going to watch this one. It's supposed to be on OCN.
My Secret Romance?
Yes, it's supposed to be on OCN, which is not a network known for a romantic comedy. This is the one that stars the guy that he was the lead in Know My Love, the little short web drama.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also in Oh My Venus. I've actually seen him he was also in Faith. If you watch Faith, he was the guy with the white hair. He actually played the evil guy in that one. He's going to be in a drama with one of the girls from Secret. It's only 16 episodes. Didn't know that. It starts April 17th. I know it's supposed to be on Drama Fever because I think, to my knowledge, Drama Fever, quote unquote, helped produce it or help fund it. Not sure. Whatever. Supposedly, with the synopsis is that they have a one-night stand and they don't meet again until 3 years later. Sung-hoon, who's the male lead, his character is supposed to be a chaebol. Who,
of course.
Right, of course. It's supposed to be very cliche drama-esque, but for some reason, I kind of want to watch it. And he's a chaebol. She's supposed to be the sweet, naive, innocent girl who ends up working at his company.
Of course.
And they meet 3 years later after the one-night stand, and then we kind of have to watch their romance from there on.
I have to see trailers before I decide on that one.
Right.
Yeah.
His character seems very reminiscent of how he was in Know My Love. And granted, he was really douchey in the beginning.
Right.
But that's typical K-drama
lead. He was douchey
lead.
at the end, too. Kind of controlling, and I'm not into that.
I'm not either, but I feel like
that's a fetish or something.
That's the old school K-drama stuff. Depending on how douchey he's going to be in this one, I'll see. But I think it's supposed to be fully pre-produced. So we're going to have to take the story for as is. There's no editing along the way.
Right. Well, I mean, they do edit at the last minute, though, like they did with Scarlet Heart.
Yeah, but... Okay, next we have Chicago Typewriter, which starts on April 14th, which starts Yoo Ah-in, Im Soo-jung, and Go Keun-pyo, who is in Reply 1988, and he was the best friend in Flower Boy Next Door.
I liked him. He was in Incarnation of Jealousy. Or Jealousy Incarnate. That's
Yes.
what I'm talking about?
Yes.
He was good. He was also in what's that one where they remade the Japanese, where they're musicians? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Tomorrow's Cantable?
Yes. I didn't finish it because, I don't know, I lost interest. But I loved the Japanese version. And I loved his character in the Japanese version and the character he played while he was in the Korean version.
Right.
So then he was also in Potato Star. I haven't finished that one. That's a longer one. It's like 50 episodes or so.
Right.
And that one's actually really good, but I just haven't gone back to it.
Right. And then the last one we have, which is, I think, is kind of a highly anticipated thriller drama. It's called Man to Man, and it starts Park Hae-jin from Cheese in the Trap.
Ooh.
Kim Min-jung. I haven't watched her in any drama. I've seen her on Running Man a few times. I don't think I don't think you watched her in anything. She's kind of done like the more office drama. She hasn't done a lot of romantic comedy dramas. But I think if you see her face, you'll kind of know who she is. Yeah. It has Park Sung Wong. I think he was the guy. He was in Remember last year. Yes. He was in Remember that aired last year. He was the quirky lawyer, if you watched Remember, who had the Busan, I think it was, or the dialect accent that he had. So, and he was also in Hidden Identity. And it also stars Yoon Jung-hoon and Chae Jung-an. Names don't sound familiar, but I feel like I know who they are.
Right. I don't know none of that.
Right.
I'm not very good with the names. I'm good with faces, of course. I mean, I think most people are, but I just not good with the names unless it's like people I really know.
Right. And
like if you say like Park Min Young, but oh, I know who that is.
Right. This is I think this one is fully pre-produced, or for the most part pre-produced.
I think they should do the pre-produced now stuff anyway. I think if they get into a habit of doing pre-produced,
they'll get better at it.
Yeah, they'll get better at it. It takes practice.
Because Uncontrollably Fond, I didn't watch, but I kind of heard mixed reviews about that. Scarlet Heart. I haven't finished 1% of Anything, which is a fully pre-produced one, but that's a remake, so you can't really count that as a
it was okay.
fully pre-produced one. D-Day was for the most part, but they weren't fully pre-produced. I think they had a good amount of episodes done. Yeah. But I could kind of tell when they started getting in the crunch of timing because the episodes just weren't as better, or maybe the story just got bad toward the end. But anyway, that one's supposed to be a thriller about the story revolves around the relationship between a famous actor and his specially trained bodyguard, who is Park Hae-jin. The drama involves many unexpected turn events and plot twists. Yeah. So I'm kind of looking for a dark drama, and Park Hae-jin, I feel like he's good for playing darker characters.
Hearing about that bad guy, he was in Bad Guys,
and I haven't watched Bad Guys.
And every comment I've seen or like review, they're like, "Oh my god, this is so good!"
Right.
So I need to watch it. He's supposed to be playing like the bad guy, and so we see that he's very versatile because he's played a lot of bad guys, but also he's played the good guy or the protagonist.
And the funny thing is because the first thing I watched him in was My Love from a Star.
Right.
So it's so weird watching him go from that goofy, annoying, one-sided crush boy that would not let it go in My Love from Another Star to watching him be the dark Yoo Jung that he was in Cheese in the Trap.
Cheese in the Trap could have been so good. Oh, it could have been so good.
And then even though there's
so much potential.
Right. And there's still a little bit of dramatics about the casting for the movie. But
he's supposed to play the same character in the movie,
he's supposed to play the same character. I kind of want to still watch the movie in a little bit because I liked him playing Yoo Jung. The drama had its issues, and we're not even going to the story about that, but it's just, the drama was so good, and I hate when, I understand that you kind of cater toward how you think the viewership is going,
right?
But when you are basing it off a story, you got an actual fan base coming into this off of bat. Right. So you can't change it up because the viewership of the drama may be slightly different.
Right. That's different for other dramas where it's like not a book or a novel or
something
a webtoon or something.
Right. When you're basing it off something, you need to clarify that it's loosely based so that people can't get as upset.
Yeah. People get butthurt real quick.
Right. Especially when it's something that they're a fan of.
Right.
So if they do that from now on, you guys, especially because I've noticed recently a lot of webtoons are getting made into dramas. You've got to stay true to the initial fan base because the initial fan base, of course, is going to want to watch a live action of the webtoon or whatever it may be that they fell in love with. So you got to bring new fans along, but also keep the fans that started with it. Yeah. So that's it for upcoming dramas. Your boy.
Who?
Iron.
Oh.
His look.
See, look at this. Okay, let me clarify something for everybody out there, including you, sister. When I love somebody, I love their music. And I have to start watching, like, interviews and stuff for me to get on that other side of them, see their personality and stuff. So I haven't done that with Iron. And I haven't done that with a lot of artists that I really enjoy.
Right.
So for me to know about all kind of different like scandals and stuff, I'm just like, oh really? I didn't know that happened. Aren't you a fan? I love his music. And I'm gonna just draw the line there, because sometimes when you get too far into certain people, you kind of get disappointed. People are, oh, I can't be a fan anymore. Why? His music is amazing. Can you really? I guess they start to judge them off of what they're doing.
I'm the type of person like that though, where my thing is, if how you act in public turns me off,
right?
From how, no matter how talented you are, I'm not gonna deny your talent,
right?
But I can't feel like I can support you,
right?
Because I feel like that with a lot of American artists.
Oh God, yes.
Like Kanye West.
I love Kanye West. I loved his music. I've always loved his music, and I still enjoy his features because he doesn't do that many singles or albums. He hasn't in a while,
right?
But his personal life is ridiculous, and I refuse to read about that Kim K and Kanye anymore.
Right.
But I'll listen to your music, Kanye. That's it.
And then I had issue with Chris Brown and Justin Bieber. But my thing is, I tell people, I'm not denying their talent. Don't take that for granted. I'm not going to deny nobody of their talent. But as me, as a consumer, I choose not to support these artists because I don't like how they act in public.
Right. That's a valid point. That is a valid point.
But and so it's the same way for me for
people.
Right. There's the same way for me for K-pop and K-hip hop artists alike, right. Because like I like Block B. But when Zico had that Tough Cookie solo that he released, that video pissed me off.
Yeah.
Actually, I got to the point where I didn't reblog anything Zico had anything to do with, unless it was a feature or it was a group on the whole. I didn't reblog it to my blog.
Yeah.
There was no pictures of just Zico on my blog. And actually, till this day, still, honestly, I kind of still hesitate to reblog pictures of just him.
Yeah.
I reblog features. I actually downloaded the song he did with Minnow. He's done some features and other stuff. I reblogged Block B stuff because I like Block B as a group. I'm not going to take out my frustration with their leader out on the whole group.
Right.
So, but then there's the actor that was in Boys Over Flowers who had his baby mama beating his girlfriend before going off to his military leave. I wouldn't say I was a huge fan of him, but the drama that he did right before he left, I had put it in my queue to watch. But then that came out, and then I kind of heard other bad issues about the drama too. So I was like, I'm not even gonna go through that struggle. I just removed it from my list, and now I'm kind of wary of watching his stuff because he went through everything. But he drug his baby mama through the mud. I don't know the full backstory, and I don't really care to know the full backstory.
Right.
But this woman had your child, and y'all still got issues going on. And every time an article comes up about it now, I'm just like, I don't even want to know no more.
Right.
Because it was just too much back and forth that, oh, he beat me, he didn't beat me, I'm pregnant with his baby, oh, it's not my baby, we did DNA test, it is the baby, but he on military leave, this and that and other. I'm like, okay.
Right, enough.
It's just too much. I don't even care no more. It is what it is. So whenever he does come back to Dramaland, if he does, it will be a hankering on my mind if I want to watch it.
Yeah. That's understandable, definitely. And I would say that no matter what you do, I'm going to still like your stuff.
Right.
But I tend to try to ignore media, news, and stuff like that for that purpose. Because I hate to have to, like, disown an artist that I've fallen in love with because they make bad choices. Okay, so you know what? I'm just not going to pay attention to that unless it's like something good. I see an article, oh, this and that. But if it's an article about charges or something like that, I'm just like, ugh, I'm not even going to read this.
Right. That's why I'm very not quick to say who I'm a huge fan of nowadays, because I can say I'm a fan of Big Bang. I can say I'm a fan of 21. I can say I'm a fan of Blackpink and Winter. And I can say I'm a fan of...
YG Stan?
Yes. I can say I'm a fan of Shiny.
Yeah.
And I can say I'm a fan of Ailey and some other artists out there. But I don't know if I would quick to say I'm a fan of other people. Like, I listen to other artists.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying I'm a fan of him. I listen to him and I enjoy his music.
Right.
Let me say that, because I don't really know that much about him. It's just initially when I found a song, I was like, ooh, he's cool. So I went and looked up more stuff of him.
Right.
And then who he was. And that's probably the basis of it. After that initial find or discovery, then I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Right. If I see something else from him, I'll listen to it.
Right.
See what it's about.
Right, because I can because even when it comes to K-hip-hop artists, because it's very limited to who I listen to, I can say I'm a fan of Loco. I can say I'm a fan of Gray.
Right.
But I listen to... I'm trying to think. His name is not coming to me right now. There's other artists that I listen to, but I don't know if I would say, like, every time they drop something, I'm just like, oh, I need to go hear what it is.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Iron had an assault case with his girlfriend. I read the first article and then her article, but now the stuff is just, it's kind of back and forth. He say, she say stuff. I'm out. I've checked out of the situation. I no longer care about it no more.
Yeah.
Because when it becomes he say, she said, when the case is done and settled and the police have said whatever they need to say, then I can read that article. Because I don't like the whole go back and forth. Because, what was it? Mickey Uchin, when he had his sexual rape case, it was so much back and forth, and then it comes out that he wasn't even guilty. So it's like, everybody went through all this drama for so many months, and then it comes out to reveal police evidence that he wasn't guilty. So it's like, I kind of feel like, okay, when the initial article drops, I may read it.
Right.
When I hear that the case is solved, then I'm going to read the next article then. Because I don't want the whole back and forth. And then a lot of times, reporters jump on and just automatically put out articles. Get all the facts from the police first, and the police
that's what reporters do.
Right.
They want to get the news out first.
Right.
They heard it first.
Right.
You heard it here first. Whatever.
And then, what was it? All K-pop. They posted an article, something about how Netson said something about Bum, I guess because she posted some picture on Instagram a couple weeks ago. And so somebody said on All K-pop, you are the reason why stuff like this keeps coming up in articles, keep coming about the negativity of Netson. You didn't even think about to mention all the positive comments that were on that post.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all want to nitpick the drama.
Yeah. There's some people I know that refuse to read all K-pop. They refuse to even look at them anymore because of the type of articles that they put
Right.
out.
I don't trust them as a valid source.
Right.
Until I see, like, say, Sampi or some legit source, or maybe even Drama Fever article, I'm not believing it, because a lot of times all K-pop and other articles will jump the gun. I'm just like, and then when Sampi posts something, I'm like, okay, that's not what I saw in all K-pop.
Yeah.
Or that's a completely different story. And yeah, I don't know. So, we didn't talk about Beast.
Oh, yeah, Beast.
Oh, excuse me, Highlight.
Right, not Beast anymore. It's going to be hard for me to get that out of my mouth.
Right.
Say just Highlight instead of Beast. Or can we say Highlight knee Beast? Because they used to be Beast, and I think people are still going to call them Beast, even though they technically can't, promote anything
as Beast.
As Beast. So what are their fans called? Because they were beauties because they were the Beast. But
right.
now, what are their fans called?
I don't know. I don't know if they
beauties.
Right. I don't know if they're changing the fandom name. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least I haven't seen no article to discuss that.
They probably like, let's just get the name out first. Y'all get used to saying it, then we'll decide on what our fan name is.
Right. I can hope they can survive all the drama that they've had, because I feel like a lot of boy groups have been going through a lot of stuff in the last few years. Girl groups too.
Girl groups just disband, and then boy groups just go through some drama.
Right. Members leaving and all this and that another. And Beast is a group that I like, that I feel like they don't get enough attention or shine.
They don't get a lot of shine.
So when all the stuff started happening to them last year, I was just so upset, because like, no, they deserve better.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they're kind of bouncing back now. I do kind of wish they kind of picked up on the more upper vibe, like we were talking about earlier, that they kind of have more slower songs recently than they had in the past.
We did watch the video for their latest release, and it's okay. It's another slow song, and I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, because I enjoy most of anything that Beast puts out.
Right.
But it's called It's Still Beautiful, and it feels like it's, you know how Big Bang had the Last Dance? That's what it kind of feels like.
Right.
Like, maybe this is their goodbye as Beast. And
right.
then their new song that's supposed to be coming out, there's a teaser out for it called Please Don't Be Sad. I guess it's like the upbeat of like the hello, this is Highlight type thing.
Right.
The teaser's okay. I'm not sure if I'm loving it. Really last couple of songs that Beast put out, I haven't been in love with.
Right.
So,
I feel like their Shadow album was like
Yeah, probably the
best.
The best. And then when Junhan, he did his solo. He did his solo with Flower. I have that whole album. And granted, I don't love all the songs, but it's a pretty good album. And I just thought he was going to do another solo. Him or Yosa would do another solo, but they didn't. They just did that one, and I was just like, that's it.
Right, and every time the Beast would have a comeback in the last few years, it would be just like that one song. And then it wouldn't even get promoted like the normal boy groups was. And I'm just like, what is their label doing?
Right. What's that one song they had? It was a fast song. And you haven't. I had to get it from you. I can't remember what it is, but I enjoyed that song.
I forget. It was in. They played it in Healer in a moment in the drama in Healer when his little minion was out doing her little fighting competition thing. The music that they played during one of the scenes is that song. I cannot think of the name of it for the life of me right now, but yeah, I know which song you're talking about though.
Oh well, Beast highlight. Beast need highlight or highlight need Beast.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait I'll definitely support them, because I'll was a fan of them in the beginning, because when I first discovered them, I watched like all their variety show stuff, and then they had their Beast TV or whatever it was called.
Right.
And I watched majority of those episodes. I don't think I finished it, but I enjoyed them. And then they kind of went ghost for a while, did a little solo stuff.
Right.
And then everybody was kind of doing their own thing with the acting.
Right.
And then they had what's his name left.
I think they had that one or two comebacks.
Yeah, and
well,
then he left.
It was still like only one or two songs every time they came back after he left.
Yeah. And
then the announcement of them having issues trying to leave. So.
But moving on to girl groups, I did look up G Friend because somebody did. I remember last.
I watched one video, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, G Friend's good, and they're just like, oh, they dance. They do, but it's very cutesy dance. It's not like that hardcore dancing that I thought that's what it was gonna be.
Right.
And it's, don't get me wrong, like their moves, I'm like, oh, what? Go ahead, girls. But I don't know. It's a lot of that behind the back and that kind of shoulder thing, and I'm just like, where's your arms? Do something with your arms.
Right.
Not to knock them because they're cute, but it's not the kind of bubblegum pop that I listen to.
Right.
So I wouldn't go and download and say, oh, I'm a fan.
Right, because after we did the last podcast, I think I ended up, whatever they had their most recent comeback for.
Fingertip.
I think that's what it is. I watched the dance version of the video, and I was just like...
That's the dance version?
Right, that's it? I mean, the song wasn't bad, but like you said, it's not enough for me to be like, ooh, I'm going to listen to the next song that comes out. It's like, oh, okay. That's nice.
So they got G-Friend, and then there was another group that came out with not K.A.R.D, because K.A.R.D's broken up, right? Right. Twice. I looked at Twice, and they're okay too. Twice it's okay. I'd have to go watch some more of their stuff, and at least watch a live performance or two before I really say I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Right. But
I guess for me, because a lot of girl groups I feel like that come out now have that same kind of concept.
Yeah.
I don't eagerly jump onto the bandwagon every time I hear about a new girl group.
Right.
Like if they have a song that comes on, I'm like, oh, okay, they might have a little bit of an R&B vibe and less poppy and cutesy. So I'm gonna pay attention.
I feel like I haven't been paying attention to a lot of K-pop recently. So I've definitely had a couple days this week where I've just been watching like straight videos, music videos.
I need to go back to doing that.
K-pop video reactions is like my crack. So, I watched one video. It was Goo Goo Don, A Girl Like Me. And that one was cute. It's a group that I could get into if they don't always do the same concept. You know, and granted, they always say they don't. But it all, to me, it kind of blurs.
Right.
It blurs together. So, I say Goo Goo Don is a nice one. And I finally looked at K.A.R.D. Oh, my God. K.A.R.D is amazing.
Yes, they
haven't debuted yet.
No. They have not officially debuted either.
Right.
And I didn't realize that until I looked them up before the last podcast. When I looked up the second single, I was like, wait, this is not an official debut?
Right. This is like a teaser of what you're going to expect from K.A.R.D when they debut.
Ready.
Right. Like, okay, so when I get into a group or a K-pop person, I always watch a video. I'm like, oh, that's good. Let me watch another one. But then I have to go find out, who are these people?
Right.
Who is this group? And that's exactly how I felt about K.A.R.D. So, granted, there aren't that much on them, but they have been on After School. And they've done, like, not a K.A.R.D TV, but they do kind of little silly things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of go on V Live a lot of things.
Yeah, they do. They do V Live. And they did this one dance video. It's for their song. I love their dances. It's really... Anyway.
Right.
They did this one video where they switched with the member to dance. And I was like, that is so cool. And it was so funny. Like, you kind of see them... their personality coming out as they dance, because they don't actually know who the exact dance moves of that person they switched with. They're like, oh, I know I'm supposed to be over here. Oh, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong spot. Oh. And then at one point they bump into each other, and it's funny. I'm gonna have to go look them up and watch more of their stuff, maybe some V Live videos, so I can really get into them. So when they do debut, I can be like, you know, on my screen cheering for them, fist pumping and stuff.
Right, because I can feel like I'm heading into that direction of being like, okay, let me know when you gonna name what your fandom's gonna be, so I can know what to call myself, okay? Because I feel like I'm heading to that, because I'm thinking they've impressed me with 2 songs. So if it's another pre-release or their actual debut song, if that next song they release impresses me, then yes, my full attention's on you, K.A.R.D.
Well, I really hope they do well, just because, you know, co-ed groups really don't do very well. Subgroups, too. Subunits don't even do well. Because people you only see them come out once with subunit. SM did a subunit with rappers. There was some SNSD and Super Junior people. But granted, I think those are probably members that have gone off to military leave, why they haven't done a subunit again, but I didn't really love it. So maybe that's why the audience still wasn't really cheering for that again.
But K.A.R.D has kind of had a good impression on a lot of people from the jump. So I'm assuming so, and I'm hoping so, that they will continue to grow and gain more fan base.
And I think that's becoming popular too, where you see them kind of train and become who they are up to debut. Kind of like 17 did. Actually, 17 it's been years since they actually started training. I remember a couple years ago when there was a person I was following on Tumblr who was following them as they trained. It was like training videos and stuff like that, and how much they've cut down and changed up the members. And you see what they've become today, and it's just like, who wouldn't be a fan of that? If you watch them grow through all of that,
of course. So that's why, I mean, like, even sometimes with groups I get into now, I kind of like watching their old content, because it helps me kind of get in that catch-up phase. I wasn't there to live through all of these moments, but I like being able to go back and watch moments to be like, oh, okay, at least I got an idea of kind of how it was.
So that was 17. I looked at 17 too. I don't know. I have to get into them. Everybody's raving about them. They're good. I'm not going to lie. They actually choreograph their own stuff.
Oh, really?
They have 3 subunits. So they have like a performance one who does like a dancing. Then they have a rapper, and then a vocal subunit. So because it's 13 members, not 17 like it initially was. They kind of give everybody their shine, and I like that. And I wish, granted, there aren't that many big groups. There are more big groups coming out. But if all big groups did that, they could build even more of a fan base, because you have the fan base for the subunits, and then the group as a whole.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That'd be good.
I guess I need more groups to pay attention to, but I feel there's so many groups coming out nowadays. But every time I look at the members, I'm just like, you automatically look so young. So I feel like the taste of music you're going to put out is not going to gear for me. So I kind of, not necessarily put up a wall, but I kind of just put you on the back burner to who I'm going to pay attention to. So. Anything else? Any more music? Because I've kind of stuck to the same artists lately.
Actually, I've been listening to a lot of music lately. G2, Taeyeon from SNSD. I watched a couple of her singles. Granted, she's doing a lot of singles. I don't know if SNSD is going to come back together for a debut, because so much has happened with them. But she's
and a lot of them are doing a lot of acting stuff too.
Yeah, but I've liked her singles. I think she's going to stick on the artist route. And the singing route, instead of going towards acting. She's never been anything. So I think because her voice is so good and unique, she's focusing on music. And some people do that. Some people think you have to do the music and then you do the acting. But some people don't want to do the acting. They do just the music straight and do the singles. And then that's about it for K-pop. And then of course, my K-hip-hop. I definitely have Nafla and Loopy. They came out. M. Kit Rain came out with a new single. They had a tour, but it didn't come through this way. So
yeah, nothing ever comes through where we live.
Right, but
it comes to the East Coast, but it's never near where we live.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So maybe I'll probably talk about that next podcast because this one's running pretty long.
Yeah, we didn't intend it to be too much longer than the initial one.
Right. So I'll probably talk more about my K-hip hop loves next podcast.
Right. So guys, I hope you like what we've discussed this one. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Kind of help us continue the discussion. Leave us some topics you'd like for us to talk about below as well. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe.
And share.
And share, of course, share. We got to help get this channel growing. So if you like our podcast, don't be afraid to share our videos. And I guess we'll talk to you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.